Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and countries around the world, they're learning that President Donald Trump is no Joe Biden, and they're learning it the hard way. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And when you get there, please hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. President Donald Trump wasted no time showing the terrorists that there's a new sheriff in town and he's not taking any prisoners. Last night, the President of the United States ordered the strike on Somalian hideouts for ISIS terrorists. Now, these terrorists were eradicated, and according to President Donald Trump, there were no civilian casualties. In a message this morning, he said to anybody who wishes to do harm to Americans, quote, "We will find you and we will kill you," end quote. That is the kind of message you want your president to send. That's the kind of president you want to have, that you know when you go to sleep at night, he's protecting you. He's protecting the home front. He's protecting the homeland. That is the number one job of the federal government. It has become this gargantuan monstrosity of a thing where the federal government just takes over and wants to reach its tentacles, its claws, into every aspect of your life and take taxes and taxes and taxes and taxes and give it away to all kinds of nonsense. They want to tell you what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do, and what shots you have to take and what shots you shouldn't take, and what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. They want to stretch their tentacles into every facet of your life, but the only job the Constitution really truly gives to the federal government is to protect the citizenry. And that's in case of war, in case of attack, things like that. That's the only job it really has. Otherwise, we are governed by states. And this has been lost. This is why they pulled civics out of schools, because they don't want kids to know the truth. Because if kids knew the truth, they would say, what the hell is the federal government doing? They've far overreached. President Trump, he's putting things back in line. I want you to watch this video on it and let me know what you think in the comments.
Now to this breaking news, President Trump just announced precision airstrikes in Somalia, marking his first military strikes of his second term in the White House. CNN's Elena Trina is in Florida, where the president is spending the weekend. So, Elena, what's behind this?
Well, that's right, Fred. We did hear from from President Donald Trump directly just moments ago, stating on his Truth Social website that he has ordered precision military airstrikes in Somalia. I want to read for you some of what he posted. He said, quote, "This morning I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers, who we found hiding in caves, threatened the United States and our allies. The strikes destroyed the caves they lived in and killed many terrorists without in any way harming civilians." Now, we also heard, Fred, from the new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. He confirmed that he had authorized these military airstrikes, and also that multiple people were killed in these strikes. This is what Hegseth said in a statement. He said, quote, "At President Trump's direction and in coordination with the federal government of Somalia, I authorized U.S. Africa Command to conduct coordinated airstrikes today, targeting ISIS Somalia operatives in the Golan Mountains." He went on to say, quote, "Our initial assessment is that multiple operatives were killed in the airstrikes and no civilians were harmed. This action further degrades ISIS's ability to plot and conduct terrorist attacks." It went on to discuss that strategy further. Now, I do want to be clear as well here, Fred, that the president did also attack the Biden administration and the former president for what he argued was not doing enough with these similar types of strikes in Somalia. But we do know that these types of strikes are actually pretty routine, particularly those targeting Somalia. We know that during the Biden administration, they carried out several airstrikes and military strikes, both on ISIS, but also al-Shabaab terrorists during his first term. I also wanted to note that the U.S. has really provided ongoing support to the Somali Somali government ever since former President Joe Biden had approved a Pentagon request in 2022 to put more troops in the region to deal with the growing terrorist threat. So again, this is something we know that was pretty routine during the Biden administration. But of course, we are hearing from the president directly saying that he has authorized these strikes and that they were successful in taking out this ISIS attack planner and others that they deem to be a threat to the region and to the United States.
So, Elena, yes, Elena, is this considered a continuation of an already established policy, since you mentioned these strikes were taking place during the Biden administration, and now this is the first of this new administration?
You know, it's hard to say, Fred, because we are still learning more information. I did ask the White House if they had more details regarding the nature of this and what led the president to do this. And then also, of course, we saw him kind of celebrating the airstrikes and their success on social media. I think we're still learning more details. The White House told me they will provide more as they come, but this is all of the information they will be giving us at this time. So it's hard to say if this is a continuation of the Biden policy, but it is something, like I noted, that we know that the former president did himself as well during his term.
All right. Elena Treen, thank you so much.